Thank you, Tanvir bhai. Thanks all for your time. It's official, yes. So this application is official, and using OpenAI, we have to subscribe to it. We have to take keys, API keys, so that there's a cost for that one. But otherwise, everything is official. It's official by WhatsApp, official by OpenAI. Sorry, India what?
All right. All right. Wow. Sorry, I didn't mean that. I think we can continue. Otherwise, we will. Thank you. And it is, mashallah, absolutely stunning when I heard the progress Jafar Bhai made. How simply he used OpenAI, put the client's content in, and let the customer talk in a human way. And this has been a problem in our, the commercial industry, that when you talk to the virtual bots, they are paying to talk. But when you put AI in there, it is more humanly, or natural language processing is almost the next level. Now we have got the second demo, and this demo is from my daughter, Mariam. And as a matter of fact, AI is kind of now living in our home. And this is, I would expect that everyone, probably that's how we can create an atmosphere that your kids, your family members start using it, talk about it. So what happened that she, in the last school holidays, she was free and she was asking, she wanted to do something, and I say, okay, go download Cursor. I was so busy, she downloaded it and started working. She never coded a single line of code ever, and she still cannot code. She is demonstrating what she has done. This is a small piece of another software she's working, but this is a small demo that she has done that good enough to demonstrate what our youth who have never done programming can achieve. You are on.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. So majorly what I did was I wanted to do something for students in which they can, understand websites, notes, sites, anything with ease. So I came up with this, it was literally today. I sat down with my dad and I was like, I need to find something to present today. So I started working with Cursor and I came up with the idea of a Chrome extension named Study Lens. So as you can see here, I have a little button over here. Obviously, I added it to my Chrome extension. So for example, I'm studying economics, I'm in year 11, and let's say, for example, I needed help understanding inflation. So I just opened a website explaining a small bit of inflation, and then I open this, and let's say I ask it to explain inflation in short terms. So basically, it's a basis idea in which I want to, inshallah, expand more. So where people can, just understand, like for students mostly, learn, understand on the spot rather than, opening a new tab, going to ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't explain right, oh, can you explain like this? So it's just short and concise and easy to access. Now, for example, like this gives a pretty basis idea, and I basically worked with GenSpark, as you can see. I kept asking, oh, can I change the UX, like the design of the extension? Because obviously, design matters for aesthetic appearance. Of GenSpark or Cursor? I started with GenSpark. I'm pretty sure I started with GenSpark. Actually, no, I started with ChatGPT. I work with ChatGPT as well. I cannot forget that. So I started actually, instead of typing, I opened my phone and I just started speaking to ChatGPT. One key thing that I would like to share is speaking with AI is 100 times better because you have a train of thought, you just keep going and going and going, you just keep speaking, and then you let AI work its magic. So I started off just continuously just I asked I need to make a Chrome extension where students can employ it on any website page or whatever they're using, so they can either chat, research about a specific topic, and have an AI chatbot to discuss with. So we kept discussing for quite a while, and we came up with the code. I have literally no idea what the code was, but I knew what I had to do was go and put all this basis code in Cursor. So let's go to Cursor for a second. So you can see how I have a project open in Cursor called Study Lens, the name of the extension, and I just started working throughout it, and yeah. So I just kept asking, oh, can I add this? Can I add that? Now, one thing I will admit is that working with Cursor, you do need patience because it, in a way, takes time to process what you actually want, and you have to make your request really clear. Uh, so basically, I just keep working and working, experimenting. I did want to add a FAQ function in which commonly frequently asked questions and where people can access, get a basic idea. But majorly, what I would say is the basis idea of this was just like it wasn't for business. It's just free. I just want anyone who could require it, need it, use it with ease. And I guess that's pretty much it. So, um, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. I was not like trying to make it too complex because I understand students whenever they see something complex, they become lazy and like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to use it. So, Alhamdulillah, I did accomplish this today.
Just a bit summarizing it, what happened in here is, right, it is extracting the content of the page, talking with OpenAI in the background and live. Whatever you put it, like my favorite thing to experiment with, say, can you convert the page into FAQs? Can you add some examples when you're converting it into FAQs? So it's just my imagination. Can you create a quiz out of that page so that I can learn faster? Now, because behind the scene AI is working, and this Chrome extension is essentially getting the data from this page and sending it to the OpenAI, and we can select DeepSeek, whatever LLM. And in terms of building, she didn't write a single line of code. It's all based on prompt. Prompt GenSpark particularly, I will be showing that. It's one of my favorite. It is very expensive. Very expensive means $40, $50 you would have to spend a month. Not too expensive in that sense. But in other words, it tells you what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. So that's the take that I would appreciate if people go and experiment a bit more with GenSpark, because under the hood it uses multiple LLMs. So thank you. So I would love to then show a bit more about GenSpark. I mean, we are not going to spend, of course, time with ChatGPT. Sorry. We are not going to spend too much time with ChatGPT, or because we know that everyone is using it. What something is different, we would love to show. Now, when I go to I want to show you another thing that I built with GenSpark today. So now, this is a kind of a game, you can say, Riddle Master. So the way it is working, remember, I think in Urdu people would know Naam Cheez Jaga Janwar. We used to play. So I was thinking, what can I do for the demo? So that maybe I can convert Naam Cheez Jaga Janwar into a game. So what it is putting it here is places, personalities, things, and animals. So if I go to say animals, so I'm missing the data file there. However, that's an interesting part of the other part of the demo. I hope that is work. What I have here, I will show you, but let me first fix it. Sorry, I was a bit of a struggle running the mouse. What I'm doing now, what I did with the Chrome extension, I uploaded about 50 riddles. Now, probably the last minute change I did, and it cannot find the file, so it was giving me an error. But what I also have it, live riddle generation from AI. So now I'm switching to AI mode. And now I'll go back. Now it is asking AI live for a riddle. I'll try to read. I'm known for my hops and can make you feel light. I come in a can or a bottle. Well, that doesn't look like the good thing for here. So I won't complete it because I know where it is heading. This is very interesting part, and it's a good that we have this problem. This is called model training. So when I create my AI models, by default AI will give you this is what you see on the screen. But I put my instruction set between AI and my software, and AI put the guardrails. Often I put the AI guardrails. You are speaking with a Muslim student living in Sydney, and AI would change its gear. It will be now contextual sensitive, that it should not be saying something that is not aligned with the values of that person. So this is by accident, I mean, it gave me that kind of riddle, which should not be here, but that demonstrates if you just plug in with OpenAI or these modern bots, you don't expect they could give you something that is not aligned with your customers, with your context. So this is very important that we have to train those models. It is not just simple plug and play. Now, how did this happen? Uh, I've got another. I will skip that probably considering of the time. Now I will invite my next demonstration from Ali Bhai. And no, not Ali Bhai, Ali Sai. Sorry, yes, please. I didn't really recognize him, and this is good thing. I was looking for the expression of interest form, and I saw something he has done. So I reached out to him this afternoon because I said, this is impressive, and this is pretty good. Please, Ali Bhai. So, oh no, it's fine.
Just speak about it.
No, it's a projector. You can just mirror the screen and it will show.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Yes, so I wasn't really prepared for this presentation. By the way, how many of the people over here run a business? Anyone? You do? Perfect. It's more aligning towards a business because I'm a business owner myself. What we do is we run a facility maintenance company in 4 states. So every day as a business owner, there's a lot of tasks, employees to handle, contractors to speak to. So the problem I was having was that I was spending around $8,000 monthly for the marketing companies which I was dealing with. There was I was having problems with work not being given on time. There was no regular post. There were a lot of things like which I couldn't understand, and I wasn't sure that if I was being charged right. So what I did in terms of marketing is that I saved my company around $10,000 a year, which is around $800 to $900 every month, which I used to spend for marketing agencies. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to build an app and a service app where my cleaners or the security contractors could upload the pictures if there was a login time, logout time, so I could track how many hours they're working. Basically, a service app which lets me know what's being happening in the business and how operations are being run off. So what I did was I took a quote from a programmer for building an app. I got a quote for around $6,000, which sounded okay, but I was like, why shouldn't I try building it with AI? So what I did was the first thing, I'm still working on it, but I used Replit, and with the help of ChatGPT, I built a whole interface where I could run an application. So it's still on the first basis, but that's how I saved $6,000 because I'm still working on it. It's not properly ready. But the thing where Hassan Bhai asked me to demo about was how I made a crew AI through which had 2 employees in it, assistants. One was an SEO strategist, another was a marketing manager. So the marketing, how this is different from ChatGPT is that because there's 2 people working for you as a chat assistant who is generating content. Another one is filtering it by the base of SEO. And everyone knows how SEO is important. When you're running a business, you need to have a proper SEO strategist who could pitch into the right customers. So what I've done over here is that if you can see my terminal, I can't use my mouse. Not sure why. Is that because of the
So this was the starting stage where I started speaking with Crew AI. So the only expense I have over here is that I'm paying only for the usage for the OpenAI API keys and the usage which I'm gonna do when I'm giving a prompt in my terminal, asking generate content for commercial businesses like cafes, restaurant, and generate file LinkedIn posts or Instagram posts for them. So what it does is that one assistant is making the content. Now, what you can do over here, you can plug in SEMrush, you can plug in Google Trends, YouTube. So what it does, it's seeing what other people are doing, scraping that up, and trying to make another post filter, based on what your business is. So it's tapping in the right keywords. So I am from tech background, but not that great at tech. So with the help of just prompts, writing how to set up everything, I created in my own terminal. So what I had to do was that I had to deploy all these files in my computer and run my terminal. So for example, over here, there's an error because I used all of my API keys, but basically it looks like this. If you can read it. So here is where I entered a Python prompt where I said that create a few blog posts on Facebook and LinkedIn for the company Steam experts with relevant hashtags, engaging content, and image suggestions. So it should have displayed a proper post and everything, but because I've used all of my API keys, that's why it's not showing. But yeah, basically this is what I've done. So I've saved around $15,000 on a yearly basis with the help of AI and not knowing much about tech. Pretty much that's it. Thank you. If any questions, feel free to ask.
Just a question in terms of, you're saying that you're building as a product or only for yourself?
I'm building in regards with the application.
Yes.
So I'm building an application just for my company. So where it has, so I given logins to all of my employees. For example, if there's a cleaner, he's coming to MWA. So whenever he walks inside, he's just logging in, clicking the before pictures. Once the cleaning is done, he is tick boxing all of the checklists with the items that needed to be done. Okay. So once that is done, there's an option for generating an invoice. So if he makes an invoice, the invoice straight away goes to the MWA committee.
AI is there?
Yeah, because I'm not doing the programming. So with the help of Replit, there's an application called Replit that is making the interface, the UI, UX, everything. So I'm basically doing nothing. And I'm just spending on the usage of OpenAI, because on the back end, what it says is that on the back end, I have to plug in the API keys into Replit so that it is able, I guess the process mapping of how it works is through, in the back end there's OpenAI, and then on the front end, the application called Replit makes the interfaces and everything.
You post to social media, you were saying as well?
So yes, so I was using, with the help of these Crew AI agents, I was making these posts, and they were posting on my LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all of this, I guess.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Replit, REPLIT. Yes. So it's actually two different things. Yeah. First is the Crew AI AI agents. Another one is the development of deploying an application with the help of AI without knowing nothing about programming. No, for the deployment of the application, I used Replit, and for the AI agents, I used just my terminal and OpenAI.
And you use some code generation tool?
That was done by OpenAI.
You mean ChatGPT or
ChatGPT.
your
Yes.
code generation?
The paid version, yes. So the amount of usage you do in OpenAI, it charges you by the credits. So I've used a lot of credits. It's expensive, but less expensive than spending $10,000 yearly on a marketing agency. And at least you know what you're doing. In your own terminal, in your laptop.
Thank you. And I think, Ali Bhai, definitely what you're doing has a good potential to become a product. And I can see a lot of potential customers, mashallah, in our community. Even probably MWA would be very interested to have that automation done. Uh, and this is why we are here today, to demonstrate that how easy things have become, that people who haven't been doing programming can develop quickly something fast and without much of effort, and the quality that they put, this AI tool has been generating is phenomenal. Right. This is not coming up. It is showing me the screen. So now I would love to, as soon, just try. I mean, we definitely need AI to fix these connection issues. And then it is giving me. Is it my bad? Come on, it's not showing up. Or let me a different adapter probably. Thank you. So now we will having a break in about 10-15 minutes, but now this is something very critical that I want to talk about, and that is one of the crux of it. Thus far it was just settling down with the demos. Uh, okay, so come up, where are you? James Park. So how we can come up with an idea, plan that product or service that we think can become a successful business, develop that product and service, think about the marketing or sales strategies where we are going to sell it, and then once we have developed it, we successfully launch it and convert into a successful business. So this is the crux of it. This is what I was talking about. Digital space. I mentioned a few things about digital space. Can anyone help me giving me back those ideas? What digital products we can create? Carrot. Yep. Yep. Sorry? Excel spreadsheet or financial spreadsheets, I've seen they are sold $5, $10, comprehensive financial planning spreadsheets. Storybooks. Price comparison could be a service, yes, that you, yeah. Now, why digital products I'm talking about? And this is again, I'm saying not just hypothetically. I have been helping someone and they have built the whole store. There are few things with the digital products. You create something, a mobile app, that Chrome extension we had been doing, and there have been a lot of Chrome extension that we had been playing, for example. You see, this was I did that with Claude, that extension that we're demonstrating you. And it gave me, it tested it, it did everything. I'm ready to publish it to Chrome Store. However, probably Chrome Store extension won't make me the money, right? I can't demonstrate, but because I'm not sure if it is working or not, but just before leaving the home, I asked Cursor to convert this Chrome Store extension, which was the Riddle player, into a website. By the time I left it, it informed me that everything is done. The website is now ready to work. So that the same game of riddles powered by AI or pre-generated 1000 riddles that you can punch in, and those riddles will also be generated by AI. So now you have a product that you can publish as a website, as a Chrome extension, or as a mobile app. If it is something trivial, something small, it might itself alone won't make the money. That's right, that's possible. In digital space, what I've seen successfully working is a volume. You might be selling one app for 99 cents, or you create one app with 10 games for 99 cents, or 20 games. The speed of generative AI with these Manus, GenSpark, V0 Dev, actually I ran out of credit, but V0 Dev is one of the another absolutely lovely tool. I love using V0 Dev, and it creates these games, web apps, Chrome extensions for me. Again, it is so good in terms of generating it. And this is what I was like, giving the entire detailed prompt. See, that was my prompt, a game of riddles. I just translated Naam Cheez Jaga Janwar thing into this giant prompt and dumped out my mind and V0 Dev. And then the next interesting, it said there's so many bots. Normally, I put the same prompt in 3 bots: Claude, Visual Dev, Genspark. These are my 3 prime horses that would go and create not only the UX, they will develop the code. So, coming down to the digital space, you create these products, you just flood it. The people that have been working it, they created beautiful variation of shapes like dragons, horses, cats. In the Western world, people love to have merchandise like your cup, t-shirt, book printed with symbols. They are selling it for 99 cents to $1, 50 cents to $2. They have got hundreds of assets, with each one of them has got 50 to 100 shapes. It took them not long to build this whole stack of inventory. Now they are putting it on sale in the platforms, and every day they are now making money. There's no hosting cost. You just deploy this thing. You develop a mobile app, you deploy, there is no hosting cost, unless you have got something running at the server side. You create a Chrome extension, you deploy, no hosting cost. Website, yes, there would be a hosting cost. You create a digital asset, an image, no hosting cost. So you work 1 year, you create, for example, as Jawahar Bhai was saying, series of books. Like I started with my kids 6 months ago, and they were writing stories with ChatGPT. And ChatGPT was so good, it just how you think, add some humor. It doesn't make sense, add some other character. And in an hour, they would write a beautiful story that kids would love to read. Again, don't expect that story alone with images generated by AI and you publish it in Kindle won't be selling for $10, $15, but it would be sold for 90 cents. Now imagine it is an investment model that you work for 1 year. You work in some specific space or field or direction. You create probably 200 storybooks. You create 1,000 these images or icons that you can sell. For example, these shapes, Australian Aboriginal art. I have to find, I gave this to Genspark and I say, create me a variation of it in a high resolution. In 5 seconds, it created it. Now I've got an asset ready to start selling just like these guys are selling. That's not, of course, not my store. And then I continuously digging it. Payhip, another app selling and digital asset selling platform. One of the one that I like it, for example, these guys, they have created some software with 25,000 sales. They're selling it for, I think, $100 or something. I don't know what exactly it is. But AI now can generate these kind of small apps, useful apps, interesting apps, fun apps. And then now we go for example, this one I'm looking for. This shape is being sold for $12. And you can see created May 28, 2025. The world is quickly jumping on this ship. Whoever get the foot in, get the rating of the store and reviews, would be the one who would establish the footprint. Just like today you want to go to Amazon and sell something, you see, oh, there are already 1,000 sellers doing it and with the highest score rating, how am I gonna survive? Because you're too late. Now, this is the design bundles where you can sell the stuff. See, they are selling it $9.33. 8,097 people loved it. And there was another indicator, over 50 people have this in their cart. What does it mean? It gives you indication what is currently being successfully sold as a digital asset. And you can just have it for you as well. Coming down to the storybooks, when I was creating my notes, Amazon Unlimited. Sorry, I haven't written it properly as a slide, so you can read it from there. Amazon Kindle Unlimited, it pays you not for the price of the book, but the pages people read it. Now you look at again the volume and quantity. You've got probably 200 books, 20 pages each. You've got 4,000 pages or 5,000 pages sitting in there. And what it says that, so I gave, what if I have 1,000 pages of total books? And it estimated that if you have, then probably you can make $4.50. If people are reading in an average, I think I put 10% or 20%, something like that. So this is another interesting thing that you can go in, and it is not just creating something useless. If you go with ChatGPT, probably you would be creating something useless. Yes, I won't be surprised. But if you're going with, for example, something like JanSpark, and you're early, so this is what I was saying. When I came in, I gave it my notes. So this afternoon I created these notes and I just quickly writing that in the first half, 30 minutes, we would do this, etc. I went to JanSpark, generate 8 slides using this for my workshop today on AI Spark, use your own knowledge on the content. And it was like 5:30 p.m. when I entered. I hit enter, we prayed it. By 6 p.m. when I came back, I had this whole pack that I was running here, ready. And of course, I can go and further edit it if I wanted to. You cannot generate this kind of quality from ChatGPT, DeepSeek. They just give you some kind of rubbish. So now that brings down to another interesting question. I'm telling you all this. How do I find out? How do I'm riding this wave? Some really smart person I worked with, he would be like a go-to person. He was at Woolworths Group, very young, 27, 20 years old. And I asked him, he said that I'm only 5 minutes ahead. I just ensure that I'm ahead at least 5 minutes, so that before people find out, I find out. That's it. And that's why his rapture, his posture was that he knows anything new. And this is where I bring this free tool, Feedly.com. Feedly.com, this is where I subscribe to feeds. Today, for example, generative AI Flux context is now supported in FluxLab. Mind you, Flux, you would be hearing this name a lot. Absolutely stunning piece of software to generate images. JanSpark is using it under the hood. And when you read the news, Flux context allows you to edit the image as per the context or transform the image. You give some image and it gets transformed. And it is pretty much a new vibe. So that's just a quick tip that go to Feedly.com, create an account, and then you can simply go and look for feeds. Follow source, and here you just type generative AI, for example. And what I've done that I have saved this Feedly link as my home page. So when my browser opens, Feedly comes in. And it just gives me what's happening in the world. And that's it. That's how I get engaged and I'm not disconnected. So this is very important, small tip for students and for everyone. Whichever field you are in, Feedly is one good thing. You can go and subscribe to the blog. Now, coming back to the ecosystem. Thus far, we have been talking about different digital space ideas, books, selling it on Kindle or different online forum digital assets. This is where it gets a bit more into the development space. And this is Cursor. This is where I took the code, the JanSpark, Manus, and v0.dev are my planners. They design the user interface, they think what users would be thinking, and few iterations I settle down. I bring whatever they generate here. Sorry, Claude.ai as well. So I normally start with a blank folder. I put the stuff, and on the right hand side, cursor, for example, so I had to add the hint button on that riddle. I just say add a hint button on the riddle question page. When pressed, you show the hint at the bottom. Cursor responded, I will add a hint button to the riddle question page. Let me first check the current structure of the popup.html. I'm no more copy pasting the code from here to ChatGPT and from ChatGPT back to here. It is looking my entire folder, all my content here, and reading it. The interesting thing is that you can plug it. Claude 4 Sonnet is basically Claude AI's LLM. So under the hood, I've connected to Claude. I can connect to Gemini 2.5 Pro. And then suddenly, Cursor is just running the software on my machine, and it will switch its brain from Claude to Gemini. Or I switch to GPT 4.1, which is a latest and quite better version of ChatGPT. There's another true client, which is even more powerful, but that is a little bit more technical, it has got whole lots of LLM that we can connect. Now, coming back again, so I hit the button, it started changing all the code, and then it says perform me the report. I have what I have added, hint button, hint display, whatever, how it works. And then I say now convert the entire extension as a website. I need you to generate 3 prompts, and this is very interesting. In sequence, I will give you to generate in a subfolder fully contained and reliable on localhost, all same prompts for you to, so I ensure you do not make mistake and do it logically step by step. And the interesting thing, I don't care about grammar much. I just quickly type. I know that AI will figure it out what I mean. Number 1. Number 2, I ask AI to generate the prompt, which as a matter of fact, a month ago I learned from my daughter. When I looked at her machine, that how did you figure it out that what should you be saying to Cursor? And she said, I asked GenSpark, what should I say to Cursor? And I said, oh, that's a good one. So what I did I didn't say that, convert it. I say, give me 3 prompts that I will give you back, and you will convert my riddle game into a website. And guess what? It starts responding. I will create 3 sequential prompts to convert your browser extension to a fully functional website. Prompt 1. Now this prompt is very good, better than mine. Prompt 1, prompt 2, prompt 3, and then I continued. So I just copied line 1 to 26, which was the prompt 1, and say execute the prompt. And I will execute the prompt 1, and just kept going and going and going, and I just kept copying prompt 1 and then prompt 2. And again, the reason that I gave you earlier, why do I did in 3 prompts, not 1? Yes. AI, if you feed a lot, and again, another tip, I always think it's a human. If 3 people start talking to me, I get confused. If you dump it a lot, it will get confused. It will make more mistakes. So since I'm now known it, I won't say that convert this into a website. And this is where often I've seen people getting disappointed, the generating code is not working. I asked it to do something, and what it did there, I didn't like it. Because you need to understand this machine is like a human brain. So, and that's how he did it. So now closing down, this will be the continuation into the next workshop that I will be doing live. And you guys who are part of the workshop and whoever wants to join or stay to watch. So we will be creating something new. You should have Cursor. Cursor with Claude is good enough that you can do probably everything in here. Objective is that we will not be writing a single line of code. My idea was originally that we could develop a working mobile app, but the problem is that mobile app packaging is a little complicated and we won't be having that much time. So what we can do is simply follow the exercise that I've sent, in not that exercise that was very simple. We can come up with any meaningful idea you can think about. What people love to do in a browser extension, time-killing game, a knowledge-based exercise. You want AI at the runtime, or you pre-generate the content and punch it in. For example, I show you in this data folder, all those riddles I had pre-generated from AI. So, and this is where I showed, because of the name or change of the file, it didn't work, that rather than I'm paying for the continuous consumption by the user typing and hitting, I create 1,000 riddles, 2,000 riddles, 4,000, doesn't matter. It doesn't cost much with GenSpark, Manus, Cloud, and then you punch in this knowledge source, and you have an amazing app that has got full of so much content, and people would love to use it. So we will be doing this similar exercise, so that the objective is not exactly to create something amazing today, is that I want you guys to have hands-on. As a matter of fact, I've been leading this thing with my university fellows, because we are from fast computer science graduates, bachelor's and master's computer science. And even they are struggling running Cursor. And I'm like, what it takes to run this thing. And I realized that this is one of the hurdle that people have to jump over. Once they know it, then they are on it. That is one of the key objectives today. And last thing I want to add, summing up with the business process, traffic funneling. It is not just about creating a Chrome extension, 4 game, 5 game, they're already there, mobile apps quickly in a day, already there. And since again I did this before. I launched a successful software back in 2013-14, and I sold it globally without $0 being spent on marketing, $0. And I sold it to even the Department of Finance, the Ministry of Finance in Canberra. They themselves came to me and bought it from Germany, UK, everywhere. What I did traffic funneling. And this is very interesting, I should show you. If you go to Chrome extensions, not extensions. So I'm going to write, for example, mind game. Check this out. This is, for example, a game. It has got 909 users. A very simple game, just like the one I've been creating. So I've got the riddle game. I can go tonight and publish to Chrome Store. Probably take within 15 minutes. And again, the funny thing is that I will ask GenSpark. I need to publish it, tell me exactly what needs to be done, and it will tell me. This game is published on March 27, 2025, not long ago, very soon. I've got this game installed, and brain test. You do something, you need to get out the sun so that flower will flourish. That's not the point. Point is this little thing down below, play more games. Nanogames.io. These guys are creating those tiny games, publishing it to Chrome Store for free. They are funneling the traffic into their main website. So you may be working on a different software. You need to create a little bots of your big software and then funnel the traffic from Chrome, from iOS App Store, Android App Store, even websites. And as I showed you, they have already got 909 users, launched over a month ago. And these guys, they are just punching in these games continuously. So the point is that this is called traffic funneling. Before generative AI, when I created the Chrome, because this is what I did with my software, I created a Chrome extension which was free. People would download it, would come to my website and look at the enterprise version which was paid for the organization, and they would buy it. I had over 10,000 users globally. I didn't care because they were using single version for free. And it gave me so much leads that without spending any money on marketing, I was able to sell my product. So you create a smaller version, baby versions of your software, you publish it. Before generative AI, it took a geek developer about 6 months to develop that. Now with generative AI, it is just a matter of days that you can do these things. That's why the opportunity is so huge. And even putting in a broader spectrum, you might be selling something just like cleaning services, something else, but you create something that is relevant to it. You publish it and you let the traffic flow in. So now I will be summing up, and we will have about 5-10 minutes break, about 10 minutes break. 5 to 8 will come back, and then in 1 hour we will do in the hands-on workshop, inshallah. And I believe that that would be interesting because thus far you have been listening me, and we would have some challenges. Cursor work might not work. The key condition is you should have Cursor downloaded on your machine. Cursor.com, go to download, sign in, and choose the free plan. It will give you these 200 completions per month. Is quite a good generous credit. It will let you run for a few hours. Inshallah, so let's go, and in 10 minutes we'll be back. Sorry. Sorry. Sonnet 4 was there or not? You had which one? 3.5, I think. Sonnet 3.5. 3.5 would be there. All right. Okay. I will think about it this way.
पूछा कि किसी और जो है ना किसी जनरेटिव मॉडल को इस्तेमाल करना चाहें जाएंगे नहीं क्योंकि तो असली सेशन अब शुरू हो रहा है
नहीं वो लिस्टिंग करने वाले चले जाएंगे कुछ लोग।
तो क्या करें अच्छा अभी अभी क्या टाइम है
Just one announcement, we do have pizzas coming. Pizza will arrive 8:15 because they are supposed to be served at 9. But if you're leaving early, that is the situation. 8:15 we will have pizzas. You can have with them and then leave if you want to leave early. I mean, I'm expecting the non-workshop people if they wanted to. But I would expect everyone to stay till 9. All right, we are resuming. ये still live है या क्या करें? बस ठीक है. लेकिन रिकॉर्ड हो सकता है नहीं? रिकॉर्ड करें और लाइव ना करें. हाँ हाँ ठीक. All right, we are resuming now. Please, whoever is in the corridor, and I hope that is interesting stuff. So we will see what we can do, because there is a problem reported, and I myself forgot that the free version of Cursor does not give you the latest LLM model, which is Claude 4 now. I think it gives you Claude 3.5. So can someone who has got Cursor running, can someone confirm? What do they see at the bottom right? 3.5 Sonnet. I can show you on the screen what I mean by that. Sorry? But I think in the paid version it won't let you run. So when you open close folder, open project and AI workspace, demo. So what I'm doing right now, I'm creating just a folder. So as I normally prefer to do, I start with a blank folder. I do not download from GitHub or existing, so it's just all blank from me. So I'm just creating a new folder. It has been created, and if you're running cursor, you had the open project option. So open project option, now I have demo AI Sparks. Again, I will show how. When you run cursor, you have got option open projects, and when you open a project is essentially a folder. That's it. So you just create a blank folder and that will be your project. What I was saying, that if you're running, I think you need to sign in to from here. If I log out, you will have to log back in, and if you have already created an account, then you should already be in from here. Anyone struggling or issues? In the meantime, I also want you guys go to v0.dev and again sign up using any Google free account. v0.dev, continue with Google and use your whatever Google account. It will give you good enough credit for today. v0.dev I really want to demonstrate, and the other one v0.dev. v0. Not, oh sorry, v0.dev, not vo.dev, v0. You just log in, sign in with your Gmail account, and the other one, because it's another part of demonstration, go to Claude.ai and again sign in here as well using the Google account. Personally, I would definitely suggest either you pay to GenSpark or Claude. If you have to choose between two, Claude and GenSpark are truly good. ChatGPT Plus has got its own benefit in terms of answering questions, but GenSpark or Claude gives you more generous credit as compared to GenSpark. The GenSpark maybe when you're ready for some serious development, or then probably GenSpark, or you would have 200 credit. Now, so I am with Cloud and v0.versal, and this is my my cursor. So what is happening, again the model is that I follow, I work with v0.dev and Claude first. I kind of work out my ideas here, and then when it comes to create that, then I will move into cursor. One of the reasons today particularly we need it, why? Because free cursor does not give you Claude 4.0 Sonnet. Again, that I have this Claude 4 Sonnet. You guys probably with the free account you have 3.5 Sonnet. 4 Sonnet is extremely good, very good with the code generation. But Claude 3.5 for a smaller task is not too bad either. So you can still work with Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Now coming back again, v0.dev. It's your time now. Think about an idea. Think about an idea. Something simple. And we are going to create a Chrome extension, because this is the easiest to have something up and running and deployed in the browser. So when I give you the example prompt, for example, the way I did it, that was my example prompt. It was a bit verbose because I wanted to just dump my mind. I just kept writing whatever I was thinking. And then V0 Dev took it from there. It has got the OpenAPI key, but probably OpenAI, you keep it aside. So what I would suggest, if you can think about something interactive with content you can upload. Just like in the riddles, I generated about 40-50 riddle from GenSpark, put it in a file, and then my software started using it. Now, in terms of ideas, I go to my GenSpark Super Agent. And what I do that, let's see. So this is the same chat that it has generated for those slide deck for tonight. So it has the context what I'm doing. So I just asked GenSpark, give me 10 ideas. And as a matter of fact, when I've been discovering what should I do with digital assets, that's how I start the prompt. Someone was asking me, how should we learn it? How should I? And I say, ask AI. There was a video, I could not find it. 10 months ago, I started talking to ChatGPT voice, as my daughter was saying. And when I drive, I talk to ChatGPT. Almost talk it all the times. The reason is that it allows me to go freely, fluently, talking, dumping out my mind, not typing. And we have got always long conversations going where it builds something. So now it has generated something. So it is something similar that what Mariam did. AI Study Buddy. Probably it used that context that we were talking this afternoon. Meeting summarizer, extension that process meeting notes or transcript and generate concise bullet point summarizes with action items clearly marked, edit functionality mentorize. Language simplifier, that is interesting. That is something can be done. That you create this extension, you go to a web page, you say that whatever is written here, make it simple and easy. It could be your own text or you can copy paste the text in it. The point is that you can copy paste that text to ChatGPT. The Chrome extension allows you to right click, select, right click, summarize it. Personalized workout generator. You probably can put your age, physical fitness target, and it would generate, although it's nothing to do with the web itself, but it will be an application hosted within the web browser, people can have it. Well, this one is interesting. This one is good. This one is really good. Why? My wife has been generating new recipes. And as a matter of fact, the one that she did, If you couldn't do it, and I said that I'm going to the AI workshop and you must make it. It was such a jam. I never tasted it. That recipe did not exist anywhere. It was with dates and I don't know, whatever few things with the coconut and things like that. It was such a yummy thing. So this idea is that you're looking at a recipe and you ask AI, change it. You may be able to give your preferences. And I have an Asian background. This recipe is Western. Make it, and AI would understand probably spicy and things like that, you know. And I think this is a really good idea to test tonight. Email tone adjuster, fine. Coding helper, okay. Creative writing prompt generator. Yeah, this one is a little tricky. Ethical dilemma simulator. One thing I just realized that a lot of them will require AI to run at the runtime. And one brother mentioned one thing that I should mention, particularly around these two. And just like we saw in the riddle, it generated the bottle riddle, which doesn't fit in this context. So meaning AI at runtime can generate something that is unpredictable. So what is happening in the workplace? We have created two categories. AI at runtime is dangerous. We are not there yet. AI to generate content is what we are doing. Create a website, create a mobile app, create an extension, create a storybook, create images that you put it in production or for sale, which at runtime does not generate. You have reviewed the content, you have reviewed the text. So that is what at the moment a lot of work is happening because this is safer. But personal financial advisor, never. I mean, we're definitely not ready. You could end up in court if you create this thing and it gives the wrong advice. Ethical dilemma simulator sound interesting, but AI can give you a missed direction. This one is interesting. This one is interesting. And I will say someone should start. I'm going probably with this one. You can do the same. Design inspiration gallery, cultural etiquette guide. It could be interesting as well. But I think this one I'm going for it. Now, so this is what I want to create, a Chrome extension. And there are multiple ways I can do it. Sometimes I let the bots use their brain and I'm not dictating them. And this is very interesting. At one side, when I showed you that I asked it, generate the prompt, and it gave me, it made my life easy. But sometimes I found the other way around. Like my ChatGPT app, if you go in ChatGPT app, I'm not sure if it is only for Plus subscriber customers, you can put the instruction set, how do you want ChatGPT to behave? I have put it there, you must think out of the box. You honest and kind of challenge me. I want you to generate the idea and just don't wait for me to give you the idea. And what I've seen, exceptional. When I give freedom to AI, it really comes up with something really unique and interesting ideas. So often you go and look for the prompt engineering courses online or reader, they would say give the prompt, do this, do not do this, this will be having this, so that AI will generate what you want. But when you're talking about innovation, it's not that I don't want, I don't know, I just want something that people would love it, would love to play a game. And because this AI have read all the documents, have seen all the games in the world, if you just give something generic, it would come out something interesting. And this is what I'm going to try now. So I'm not giving too much it. So I'm going to grab this and one of my friends, V0 Dev. I think I've run out of credit. I don't have the subscription for V0 Dev, Cloud, JanSpark. So let me give it a first round. Give me develop this, the UX, user experience of the front end of a Chrome extension as below. Make it really engaging. Your target audience are 15 to 25 years old, modern, sleek. Use your best skills. A truly lovely app. By giving these kind of directions, I'm not forcefully forcing it, but I'm saying that you know better than me kind of thing. Fire. The same prompt I'm going to put to JanSpark. Fire. And Gemini is disappointing. If I go to Gemini and try to this prompt, it is not great. V0 I definitely want to try, so let me log out. Sign out. Use another account. So I expect you guys, if you are on cloud, fire up, do this. Either I can't paste it somewhere, but either you write a few things around those lines in the prompt, and I would be interested to see on your machine, and try maybe put your thoughts in, and it would be an interesting experience to see what people have got on their screen when we put something similar, and that would be interesting learning for me as well. So Claude has come back with this kind of interface, which looks nice. Now JanSpark is saying, before diving into the design, let's understand our target audience of 15 years. And this is where the JanSpark shines. It fires up another agent to and go and ask and check what 15 to 25 years old are like. Let's see what it comes up. It is working out piece by piece using these multiple agents, again with a super agent sitting at the top. And then yeah. You mean, no, what happened? I didn't sign up. I was trying to sign in, but it was kind of saying, go sign up first, then sign in. Because I was using a new account. So now I'm firing up here again. So let's see what Versal brings in. This is Claude. Now, and it is still working. And look at can you see the difference? To me, this is more kind of the youth today, these colors from Genespark, versus this is more for the people like me who think this is modern. I mean, just my guess. And Genespark is still working. It will take its time. And this is where I wanted to see the tokens burning. And now V0 is Versal is working now. There's another thing I want to show you but you should continue. Just write the prompt and see how different come up with what. By the way, that was I copied this from Etsy. I gave it to Genspark. Genspark generated this, and this is Flux 1.1 Pro Ultra. This is one of the really best engine I've found thus far. Flux 1. It is built in, like when you get subscription from Genspark, you use it for free, part of it. And the interesting thing is, I didn't like it. When I didn't like it, it prompted me, should I try? And I said, yes, you try. And this was the second one it generated. And this one is better. This one is kind of, and then I told, give me one more in the sequence to put on the wall next to it. And it gave me that. So, anyways. Look at this, the level of the detail this Genspark is going. It is planning the entire flow of the application. It is creating the icons, ancient Egypt, medieval, Renaissance. It is still working. Claude has done long time ago. V0 Dev is also working, still working. What I'm gonna do next, I mean, for a testing what you guys can do, if you have got something from Claude and V0 Dev or wherever, you say, now I need to take it to cursor and deploy it as a working Chrome extension. You also give me a starter pack of questions and answers. Give me, I really want to ask 50, but I know that it mess up. So I'm thinking maybe 20. Give me 20 questions and also tell me the steps how I move this into cursor to make it working. Fire. Let Claude think. Genspark is still working. And there was one. See, this one I wanted to show. This just started that there is a shop and an item on Etsy. Now I need to make artwork like this. how this seller makes. What it gave, that complete Etsy launch guide, market opportunity, successful market research, trending keywords, it pricing strategy, starter pack. It's just completely stunning. SEO optimization strategy. You put your business model, what you want to do, what your product or service you want to launch, listing template. It does so much. I mean, this is. All right, so this is and another learning I have with Janice Park. It just takes one shot and then it just runs away. It is a guy in the restaurant. You ask for a dinner, and then he would come back with a whole 3-course meal. So in one prompt, you need to really provide it all you can. I gave it that prompt, and it generated everything, the whole plan, visual, branding. I probably did not want it. So now what I do, that I don't waste my token, I create a long prompt and then give it. All right, so now this is, so what I asked Claude is my prompt. So now Claude, it gives that these are the file I needed in my demo extension. And this is a bit of a manual process. Can you give me in a zip file all the files? Otherwise I would have to manually. And this is now V0 dev. Not impressive. Seriously, now looking at this, I won't be spending or wasting any further time with V0 dev. So this is another kind of technique, that you do not put prompt in just one, try 3 or 4. With experience, you work it out which ones are good for which. So I'm now left with 2 options. I have got Claude or Janice Park. Janice Park is still working. Who asked for the development process? Phase 2, phase 3. Paid. I mean, it gives you 200 token daily. It gives me an option. Now it is very difficult. Like, what I've realized, that you put one prompt and 200 token will be burned, because it doesn't stop. It just goes and start doing. So, which is a kind of a, I'm not sure if it is a Chinese way of making money. That is, even if you give a small task, it will just work too much. So this is something that I can give it to a UX or designer or developer if I want to stop here. It has explained everything for a developer to develop. And it's very beautiful the way that it structured the content. And I would ask Janice Park, now I need to develop it as a Chrome extension in Cursor. You give me all the files I need to copy there, and you give me the prompt for Cursor. to make it working Chrome extension. You also load it with 20 questions to start with. Fire. Let's see what's happening here. I remember that JanSpark cannot create zip files, so we have to do the copy pasting part. So this is where kind of we are the assistant of AI that we have to, what I have to do, I go to, but this is interesting, this is very interesting. See, rather than I go and create each file, I go to cursor, and this is Sonnet 3.5 can also do. Can I have your attention on the screen, please? I'm now coming to cursor. So what I've done that I asked Claude, I need to take this to cursor and make it a working Chrome extension as an application. It gives me all these files with content. I need to manually copy it. I can go and create each file by hand and copy each file's content in there, and likely it might be working. However, even if I need to make it a bit smarter, I say to cursor, make these empty files and folder. And I've selected Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which you guys have. It is just a bit of faster automation. Now, even when it fails, it finds out that it fails and then it keeps trying. And your job is kind of review it and accept it. You can just wait till it does everything and you say accept. Still generating. Let's go back to JanSpark. It is also created. It has created a better structure because it has got more detail. V0 dev, I'm not interested. Now, okay, all files have been created with minimal. Although I asked it to create empty, but it just created the content. A little bit boring part now. Pop-up CS. I go here. I copy pop-up CSS. Control A, Control V. Data question JSON. Data, new file, questions. So this is what I had asked, that give me a first set of 20 questions. Oh, sorry. It doesn't have questions. By the way, this is good thing about Claude. It doesn't only generate code; it lets you play it. You can see that. Sorry. Claude.ai gives you free credit. Actually, it is working. So if I copy paste, it would be working the same way, the way it is. So it has created the whole working thing. Chrome extensions are, these games are lighter, so it goes with one go. So now I can kind of keep playing the game. Which architectural style dominated European cathedral during the 12th century? I don't know. What I'm struggling to find. Oh, okay, manifest.json here. This is manifest.json copy, manifest. So basically you just copy paste whatever it says. Prompt popup.html. Sorry? V0 downloaded the folder? I think now Claude and Genespa do not. Actually, I mean, why I am copying it? No, they're different files. So what I've done that I've copied the entire thing and asked it to work it out itself, which content will go where. So let cursor work here. And sometime here this Genespark gets a little bit annoying that so if all goes well, then the Claude AI one would be very soon working. I probably won't wait for Genespark. But I did like Genespark's look and feel. This is one thing that Mariam was saying, that sometimes it feels frustrating that it is taking too long. Although, I mean, comparatively, developers would take days. But when you're going with the flow, you're just waiting that it is creating a file, take 1 minute, half a minute. Yep, that's fine. All files have been created except all. We're almost there. Icons. Okay. I need icons. See, it is installing the tools it needed, which probably even I don't understand which tool it is trying to download, because I gave it the task, create the PNG files. for the icons file. It itself working it out which tools it need, it will download it. Now see, the icons have been generated. Accept all, and I think now we are ready. Let's hope everything works. So now it is the kind of the show time. So I'm going to the Chrome extension, Chrome extensions. I need to have this developer mode on, so it will be running locally only in my browser, not deployed to the store. I can ask it is not too difficult. You just need to probably zip it, go to Google Chrome console or something, submit like an app for review, and they approve it and they will publish it. So load unpacked is the button that I click, and AI workspace, which one is demo, AI Sparks. Extension loaded. Let's see how we go. Where are you? History trivia. Something is not right. So when it fails, you go and look at the errors. I normally take the screenshot and just hand over to cursor. Cursor will see all the changes done. Still need to do changes. So now I go back. It has done something. What I need to do, I need to go to and reload. So it has reloaded. Come on. What's wrong with you? There are still errors. And what now I need to do, which is different than yours, I need to switch to Claude 4 Sonnet. And this is an interesting real world challenge. If Sonnet doesn't work, then I would switch to Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is a really good engine as well. So now I've pasted the image and given the whatever the errors were on the screen. Now this is Sonnet 4.0, and I can see it sounds better. It is saying that there are multiple issues in the error, and then now it should be trying to fix it. And let's see where our friend Janice Park is. All right. What Janice Park has done, it has created all the files and it has given me prompt for cursor that I gave all these files, put that in another folder, and then ask cursor that prompt. And then I ask the second prompt, and then I put the third, fourth, fifth, and then it should work. Accept all pop-up HTML. Accept all. Okay, so now it has fixed it. Let's see. No, just keep asking AI. And that's why my daughter did that. And this is what I figured out sometime what she did. She took the screenshot when cursor couldn't help and she went back to Janice Park. Janice Park, cursor is struggling. And Janice Park said, tell cursor, do this. And this is the funny thing that I learned from her. Because when I was looking at how did you do this? I said, I went to Janice Park and asked Janice Park. So this is amazing world. Like we have multiple smart agents and you just so now where it is. Okay. I'm pretty sure what happened that with copy pasting something messed up. Okay, it is working in a broken way. All right, I can see, and probably this is good enough for a conclusion. I can continue fixing the UX, which I know that it will fix in about another 15 minutes. But now what we see that it is reading from that file, and the question is who wrote the Prince and influential work on political philosophy? I click Thomas More and introduce now by Nicole. So 0 correct, 0 strike. So it functionally wise working, but UX is broken. All right. I think probably that's good enough for me and good enough for you guys. But that's how it is. The whole idea is this, at least you can see and can try something. And it is, I've seen, there's one more thing I want to show you. And I said that this is what I saw this morning, this afternoon. I messaged to my Microsoft guy, hey, are you aware of this? He said, I've never seen it. This is the next step from Cursor. What they're doing, it's a kind of whole team of engineers working on your code, not just one Cursor or one client. What it does that, it can even scan your 25 projects. And you type something, and it is like a developer who is working on 25 projects for you. And it makes the parallel horses run on your code and develop it. And that's why they call it factory.ai. It is so advanced that the work that I was doing in Janice Park, they've tried to bring inside this factory.ai. understanding and planning, creating the pull request, the new code, incident response, understanding deeper, write smarter, and that's how it works. Like this tool knows the entire code base of you. Whereas when I was talking to Claude or Janice Park, they didn't know what was my code in there. So Factory.ai, it looks like if it works that the way they are promising, in 2 months we will be hearing this name Factory.ai. Factory.ai is live. I can go and sign in. I mean, I didn't have the time, otherwise I really wanted to go and find it that what exactly is. Another demo I've seen, it's Sigma, what is called, yeah, Signed Gamma. It is released on Thursday by Google. Sorry? So what it does that, if someone is talking, it translates the action into English. We're looking at the person using the sign language. And this is from Google coming. It is in the labs at the moment, so they have released it. Another thing which I wanted to mention about, what was the name? The image generator. When I go to Janice Park, and this probably you can see, should see, or you can see by yourself, by the way. These are the Janice Park agents. One of the most interesting one, which is not available in Australia yet, Call for Me. You write a task. For example, I'm looking for that type of part from Bunnings. It will call all the Bunnings, and you tell that I'm living in Preston's or wherever. And it will work out all the Bunnings, their mobile, their phone number, they will make a call. It will talk like a human. It will wait, for example, if they're transferring the call to someone. And after making all the calls, it will come back with a summary. I made 10 calls, I found this. It is available in Tool Store and things like that. You just write the task, either give them phone numbers or you find out. So this Call for Me is deep research, fact check. There's another one, these generate image. And this is the power of Flux One Connect here. Remember? It wasn't there in the morning. No, it wasn't there in there. Not in Janice Park. But yesterday it wasn't there. Yesterday it was Ultra. This Flux One Context Max is a new AI image generation engine just released yesterday. Flux One Context. And it is amazing, like if you give an image, an existing image, or you give two images, and it can put one image into the context of the other image. Flux. 2 days ago, they released it. Yeah, I mean, all these things is happening way so fast. So the Janice Park's paid version give you access to this one now. And this Flux 1.4 is quite useful. All right, 8:57. Thank you for marathoning. It is changing way too fast. We don't know in 6 months what we will have.